Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is episode 4 of your Seattle Kraken franchise mode. As today we gotta get a lot of crap done as we got the entry draft coming up for 2021. There's definitely not like very big prospects. We know that coming into this draft. We know next year is going to be a very big one, unless we get like a player like Trevor Wong. I would love to get this young kid. I mean, he would be a long way out, but if he's a guy like Trevor Linden, this kid could be a future captain of the Seattle Kraken team, could be the new face. So that could also be somebody that we look at. But anyways, we got a lot of things to do. Of course, we're getting Arthur Shaw scouted right now to see what his potential will be like. I'm hoping it's half decent, because even then I wouldn't mind going after him and picking him up. I think so. We're aimed around 6th place, and I forgot to talk about what we did in last episode because I'm pretty baked. Last episode we just made some deals. Traded away a couple players, practically releasing some players to make space for next year. That's going to be the biggest goal with everything next year. We also picked up a great power forward in Taylor Radish, who I'm really excited. I'm hoping he develops into somebody that we could use for the future. We also need to pick up some more physical people, so Jake DeBrusk could possibly be a trading asset. Plus, we also need a better coach. And then we also practically tore apart the defensive core and stuff like that as well. So we got a lot of work to do this offseason. A lot of work, and especially coming up to the draft. That's the biggest thing that we have to get ready for. Now, we are supposed to get around 6th or 7th as our pick. So I don't know if we're going to be winning the lottery, if we're going to get lucky at all. I mean, if we got lucky, that would just be absolutely amazing. I would be very happy if we were to win the lottery and have a chance to go after either A2 Ratu or Mikhail Voinov. It's a big opportunity for us, so hopefully we do well. And I really would like to see who would win the cup this upcoming season, kind of with the rosters. The Boston Bruins won the Stanley Cup, which I don't know if they would actually win it, but they have won the 2021 Stanley Cup, and they beat the Toronto Maple Leafs once again. Yes! Look at that, baby! 2nd overall, Seattle, baby! That is what I'm talking about. Let's fucking go. 2nd overall. That we have a chance at either A2 Ratu right now or Mikhail fucking Voinov, man. That is awesome. That is awesome. As my camera's looking a little crooked. Sorry, guys, if it did. I'll fix that right quickly for you guys. Hopefully that's a bit better. Probably not. I really can't tell. There's no leveling thing on this little tripod that I bought. Anyway, so Dana Chara, he retired with the Buffalo Sabres there. David Backes, a couple other players as well. Goalies Victor Fast, Justin Peters as well. Let me take a quick drink of H2O. Yeah, nothing really too much for retirements. Of course, that's usually how it is in the first year, but just the big contract people. So, Seattle, we lost. That's Lars Inquist, but we're going to be practically taking apart that entire defensive core anyway. So I do want to take a look at the draft board, what type of picks we have, and if we should maybe move up into the, I mean, we have a lot of picks, a 3rd and a 5th pick in the 2nd round. That is beautiful. What a steal trade there with Pittsburgh, picking up that 2nd round pick from them. That's absolutely perfect. So if we the problem is the scouting is really broken in this game, so we're gonna really have a whole Arthur Shaw, left-handed D-man, 7th overall. I mean, that wouldn't have been a bad idea either, but now we have a chance at an NHL-ready guy, Mikhail Voinov, or A2 Ratu. I love the chances at Mikhail Voinov. I really do. But Arthur Shaw, man, is a very, very good rated defenseman that could be a possibility that we could go after. I would not mind it. I would not mind going after that type of player. So we'll see what there's available. We'll jump right into it. We do have some assets that we can trade away. So our 2nd overall selection's there. We got the 8th overall selection that we can try to get with the Winnipeg Jets. And what we can get with that pick could be almost anything. We could either get we could either get Joshua Roy, which I wouldn't mind. Joshua Roy wouldn't be too bad. Or we could go after the defenseman Lars Gunnarsson, who is saying he's NHL ready. And Zdeno Chara, 6'4", we definitely want to make this team a very good defensive team, which we've already kind of built for our defensive core. And I wouldn't mind picking up a future guy to kind of look at for the future, especially a left-handed guy. We already got Colton Parayko and Brady Shea. We could definitely add him into the core, and that would make it pretty solid if you don't... oh my god, I just totally forgot what I was like. I tried to say the word, but it's like it's totally stuck on my tip of my tongue. I didn't even know what to say. I'm an idiot sometimes. Alright, anyways. So you guys want to trade away your 8th round pick, right? What would you like? No. Okay, so we're going to have to make our own deal with it. So you probably want some defense, right? That's what you're probably looking for, is some defense, right? That's probably your biggest goal out of this right now, is getting some defense, getting some solid players for the team. Colton Parayko, yeah, and Brady Shea. So that brings up to a point. Brady Shea, I think he's an expendable piece. I really do think that he had a good season alongside of Colton Parayko. Fuck, that's a really good season, though. I think we just trade away Jake DeBrusk. And, Jake DeBrusk, not Shillington. We'll trade you Semnick. And we'll trade you a 2nd round pick. Probably too much there. Might actually be perfect. And then we'll just take like, oh my god, you guys barely have any picks. Shit. You guys are really trying to bolster your team up. Okay, we'll take off the 3rd then. No, really? Okay, so we'll go with a 2nd and a 3rd from Montreal. Will that work? There you go. So there we go. We get their 1st round pick, and you know what? I don't mind trading away Jake DeBrusk. We were gonna look at getting some power forwards anyways, which is what we're getting out of Mikhail Voinov right now. So let's get right into the drafting. So we have the 2nd and 8th overall selection. So Jake DeBrusk, good luck in Winnipeg, buddy. Have fun there. So A2 Ratu goes 1st overall, 70 overall, so he's going to take a while to develop. And with our 2nd overall selection from the Russian League, Mikhail Voinov. Come on down, Voinov, baby. An 81 overall power forward, baby. That's what I'm talking about, man. Sorry for having to take so much drinks of water, but my fucking throat is fucking quenched for water. Mikhail Voinov, what a pick though. 3rd liner, 81 overall. Great shooting. I mean, look at that shooting category, man. 91's down the fucking board, man. That is nuts. And physical. I'm liking Mikhail Voinov. That is a very good selection with our pick there. We'll send him to the next one. Arthur Shaw just got picked by the Montreal Canadiens. Good pick there for them. Trevor Wong as well, 65 overall. But we definitely got the steal of that drive. Just like Brock, man. Brock and Voinov have been our 2 big steals in the draft over the past couple of years. So we are definitely hitting the spot when we're drafting. And then Lars Gunnarsson. Oh my god, no way. Let's go. Another medium elite defenseman that we can build a future around. Lars Gunnarsson and Mikhail Voinov. I am liking the future here in Seattle, baby. I am liking this. Now we still have some picks, man. We got a lot of good picks that we could get some really good. I would not mind picking up a centerman. We need a centerman to kind of build around. Medium top 6. Nice. Alrighty, I'm back. And what a start for the Seattle Kraken. We get Jorgen Johansson. Not just that, we get Voinov and Lars Gunnarsson. That is pretty lethal. Dylan Gunter. There was still a lot of elite players. You had Hannah Aspel, which I kind of thought. So this fucking 1st round, man, was pretty good. I would have to say LA and fucking Mini. I don't know what you guys were doing because there were some good-ass players up here. Lambos, Brandt Clark. Damn, man, this draft was loaded. I feel like there's going to be another elite player up here almost. No. Well, maybe we'll have to find them then, eh? With our next pick here. So, it's been a pretty good draft for almost everyone, but I would say I think we had one of the stronger drafts out of everyone. We had the 2 higher overall players. I think this draft has been very good for us. I might as well choose this guy. 3 points in the NLA is not too bad. He had a plus and minus of 4. Only played 13 minutes, but he was decently in the face-off draw. Definitely not the greatest, but can definitely improve upon it. So I think, yeah, we'll pick this guy up, see how well he is. A medium top 6 sniper. Perfect. We could definitely build upon you very well. That's awesome. A 3rd for next year and a 4th. You know what? I wouldn't mind doing that because I built up some picks for next year, and since we already have a ton of picks and we've been striking with some gold already. Now, this is where it's going to get pretty fucking blind because of the fact that our scouting is so broken in the game right now. Once you get into the later on rounds, like, it's impossible to fucking draft. I want to keep drafting here. I want this third pick, Chicago, and especially for that 7th. It's not really worth doing that deal. Isaac, no, none of these guys are going to be good. I do want, yeah, another fucking defenseman, Magnus Ragnarsson, a low elite. I'm not complaining about that. Yeah, we can strike gold sometimes if EA wants me to. I would not mind picking up another left winger there in Leono Gillis here. I also would not mind trying to pick up a goalie, but I kind of built our goaltending pretty good right now with Juuse Saros and Thatcher Demko. So that is going to definitely be the main 2 guys that we look at for being the future for the Seattle Kraken. I might even just go with that tandem for a long time, just going with Juuse Saros and Thatcher Demko and just changing it up and being 50-50. So that means I might have to do the auto rotate or the manual rotates goalie so I can get that perfectly done, as there is a fucking very loud thing out there. So I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry. There was just, they were sweeping off the roads or whatever. So that's what they were doing outside. So if I'm also correct, we don't have any no movement clauses, no trade clause yet with the Seattle Kraken because we have signed a lot of our players when they are a bit older. So we haven't really needed to, or when they're really young, I mean. So we haven't really had to worry about it too much. But I do kind of want to start bolstering up this team a little bit. We're looking pretty damn good. I think another year of rebuilding, unless we could find like 2 huge superstars in free agency to really kind of cement this team, because I believe that Mikhail Voinov could be a star right off the fucking get-go. That was a really shitty pick for a goalie, and I also hate that you can't scout fucking goalies, so I can't even really get a good one. But I am still going to go over there, and I'm going to still kind of take a look and see what I could try to get. Let's go with the Russian. You know, Russians are always really good. We'll make this our last goalie pick, and if we don't, medium backup, not bad. I don't want to keep drafting, though. It's just going to get into this endless loop of nothingness, and I really don't want to get stuck in that. But we made a lot of good picks. Voinov, Gunnarsson, Johansson, Gentile, Yakimovs, Ragnarsson. We got a lot of good picks there up in the top picks, so that's what's the most important part. Usually you don't strike as much gold when you get down into the lower ends of the draft. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Doesn't always happen, but let's take a look at what we have to do with this year's free agency. We have $28.89 million this offseason, so we could definitely build a pretty solid team, and I'm already liking the core that we have, right? Strome, if they could load up, Strome, Atkinson, and Denis Gurianov were great players last year, and I think they're going to grow upon that, especially Denis Gurianov. I'm really excited to see how he will develop and keep improving on the team. Sorelli, I fucking great second line guy. I really loved the way that he played. 51 points this past season, played great on the PK. Brock, he was one of the best rookies in the league. 54 points. You don't really see that very much from a rookie, putting up that many points. So I believe this guy could be even a fucking centerman, for Christ's sakes. I think Brock could be our second line centerman or first line centerman. That's what I'm saying. We can start building this team now and trying to push to the future. So, this was a player that we picked up in Jake Virtanen. How much does he want? $3.4 million. Huh. I mean, it's not a bad deal. 36 points in real life. I know Jake Virtanen's really not worth that much because of his defensive play is not as great. Now, we are getting that in the same player, Mikhail Voinov, who we are going to be playing this year. That is going to be a guy that we are going to definitely play. I would not mind Jake Virtanen for the third line to bring us some of that physicality, though. So I will sign him. Yeah, he wants to play on the third line. Okay, so we'll sign him to a 2-year deal at $3.1 million for 2 years. I'll sign him to that because we have the money. We could spend a little bit on him. Ryan Donato, I love the way that you play defense. I think you're going to be a key piece to the team, but we're only going to sign you to a 1-year deal just because you're asking for a bit. Raslovich, Taylor Radish, I also want to sign you back on a deal. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Andrew Shaw and Janssen. I kind of just want to buy out Shaw and just get rid of him, and I'll pay that $1.3 million for the next year. Andreas Janssen, we are definitely going to have to maybe look at trading him, just because I don't think he fits into the team. I don't think he's a correct fit for the Seattle Kraken. I don't think he's going to play as well as he should, so that's going to be a guy that I most likely will probably get rid of. And Medelia wants some money, but that's okay. We got some anyway, so 1.1. Lawson Krause as well dropped in overall as well. That's just because we had a bad ending of the season. So, and we're starting to build up that prospect pool. I'm liking that. We got a couple of medium top 6, couple of elite players already going to be playing in the NHL with us. We built a pretty good defensive core now too for the future. So now for next year, our defenseman Singlethauer, I wouldn't mind signing him back. Getting him another deal so he can maybe play some. What is he defend? Yeah. Fucking playing him on the top 6 with Troy Stetcher. Shillington could go up into the top 4, and we'll pick up another defenseman. And we'll just wait for Lars Gunnarsson, really, and let him develop. I think we'll give him another year down in the minors. Will be perfect for him. Mikkelsen, we'll sign you to do a deal too, sure. And that's really it. And then we got a couple of low elite players down there. That's perfect. Juuse Saros does not want an extension with the Seattle Kraken. He has said no to it. So Thatcher Demko, I think we just go with Thatcher Demko, man. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know if I want to risk that or not, but we will sign you. 3.1, we don't have to spin the wheel on that. Perfect. I also got to remember to open up the wheel here soon once we get into free agency, because that's something I need to do, because we definitely need to start spinning those wheels. $3.1 million for 2 years. 3.775, which that would push it to contract. Yeah, I'll just take it to a 2-year just in case we're not happy. And Juuse Saros, we'll sign you back too, man. We'll get you to a 2-year contract as well. Both of you do a 2-year deal, and we'll lock you guys up. Philip Guston's still developing too. Oh, because he might be ready as well, Philip Guston. Huh. We'll sign you to a cheap deal. 800. And then the card, sure, we'll sign you to a deal as well. So, that is everybody practically re-signed and on really cheap deals. But for Louis Eriksson there, that's the only not cheap contract. But really, we don't have to pay very much to people. I think we mainly got everyone signed to a deal. Jankowski, I think we'll just get rid of Jankowski. He's not that good. I mean, he's decent defensively, good at face-offs, but I don't think it's somebody that I really want to sign to the team. We're fine without him. So let's just get everyone back on the team here. Matt Gambadillo, Juuse Saros, Ryan Donato, Jake Virtanen, Thatcher Demko, Singlethal, Gustin, Descartes, Mikkelsen, Radish, Voinov. Everyone is signed. Back with the Seattle Kraken. Let's get on to the fucking free agency, baby. This is the exciting part now. This is the exciting part because now we get down to the nitty-gritty of free agency. But now I'm going to probably end the video around here. We'll take a look at free agency for you guys, and we'll plan out what's the plan for the Seattle Kraken, okay? But we see Taylor Hall. We see a lot of good players in there. So, but before we really divulge into it, I want to take a look at what we need as a team to help this team out. So, our future top 6 right now is probably Strome, Atkinson, Gurionov, Cirelli, Bobolev, and Voinov. Now, if I were to take a player that could move from that spot, I think Cirelli can perfectly move down into the third line. And I totally believe that because he's going to be probably a third-line player anyways. He's just a second-line player for some reason. Usually an 83 overall is a third-line player, but for some reason it's not here. Sometimes it is. Maybe. I can't remember. Because what is Brock? Okay, maybe an 82 overall is a third-line player now. Okay. But I'd rather play Cirelli in that third-line role. He's a guy that we can expend. We could trade him if he gets angry. He's an expendable piece to me because he's a two-way forward. He's an expendable piece not because of his defense. He's a great defensive player, and I would totally miss him for that fact if we were to have to get rid of Cirelli. But I want to pick up another centerman to make this core more strong and to help bolster it up. We could play Brock Bobolev if we need to play him as our centerman. I could do that. We need another physical guy. We don't have another physical guy. We have Gurionov, Gastrom's weak, Babilev's weak. Voinov's our only real big physical guy that I think is going to be a big guy for the team. So we definitely need to look at that. Defensively, we need a right-handed shot to go alongside of Shillington. And goaltending, if Juuse Saros, I think, signed. Yeah, so we got Juuse Saros and Thatcher Demko, so we don't have to worry about goaltending. We're in a very good spot right now. Also, coaching staff, we also have to figure that out, as this fucker is not coming back. He is gone, all right? He's not coming back. We need to find a coach that could fit this team, and it's going to be very hard since we are in the offseason to find a coach that might fit this team perfectly. But we'll look at everyone. I think that 59% fit the team pretty good, like Parako, Atkinson, Gurionov. Shea doesn't fit too well. Let's see who else. Really not going to be able to know until like next year practically is when you're going to really know who really fits your team offense, but that doesn't really fit Parako. 60%. I mean, that's a percentage up for kind of a worser coach. So I think what we might go for is either Reeves, who went 7-0 with the LA Kings, but that's the LA Kings. So I think this guy deserves to jump on a team that can help him bounce back. Or I think it's Shields, right? No, not Eddie Shields. This George Monroe, which looks like he fits the core better than almost anyone. He had a struggling year there with Pittsburgh, but I think we could rebound with him too. So you guys, tell me guys in the comment section below who you guys think we should go after. And then in free agency is going to be the big thing on who we go after here for the Seattle Kraken. Do we bolster the team up now, or do we just go after some depth player to help the team out? We need someone physical, so Ovechkin, he would be perfect. He would be perfect for the team. And I was told to say, yeah, hell yeah, bring him in. But that brings another counter argument. We're not a team that's a win now mode. We're not going to be bolstering the team up for Ovechkin. Taylor Hall, yeah, would be a terrific player to sign, but is he going to be bringing in that physicalness, that agitatedness that we really need? Or maybe a Brendan Gallagher who brings that more of a pesque mood to the team that wouldn't be bad fitting up in our top six. So I would like to hear your guys' opinion on this. There's not very many fantastic free agents in this free agency class. Zach Sanford, he could bring in a little bit of physicalness. But we're really going to have to make up our mind of what we want to do if we're just going to go after some young player like that Zach Sanford and maybe just go that route, which I wouldn't mind going that route. I mean, is UFA looking like a decent power forward, can just sign for 2 years, see if he's a good player. It's not a risk bet, but I like to hear you guys' opinion on that part. And then defensively, defense, we got these guys here. So we got Dougie Hamilton, offensive defenseman, which we don't. We need kind of like a defensive defenseman to play alongside of our man. So I'm thinking somebody that we don't have to sign long-term, like an Adam Larson, because I'm not doing that. Someone that we could just sign for dirt cheap. Somebody who can play for a year, like a Jalmerson, or like a Petrie, who could play for us for 2 years if we could get him on a decent deal for the wheel. That could be a total possibility. So hang on. We could probably let's see what we can get for our man, Jeff Petrie, because that is a question of mine. Of what we can maybe get for Jeff Petrie. Because if it's a no trade clause, I totally take that bet of going after Jeff Petrie for a no trade clause. But if it's a no movement, which is what it is, it's a full no movement. Jalmerson, what's going to be it for Jalmerson? Because if he's cheap, I would not mind going after that ass. And same with Adam Larson. I don't want to sign him to a long-term deal because I know we're just lying to him. A no movement as well for a Jalmerson. So we might not even go after really any defense. We might just go after one of these lower guys to play alongside of Shillington next year, and we'll kind of mix up the parents. Parents will get Shea playing with somebody else or whatever is what we might do. But I'm going to end the video here, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe as we're going to... Oh my god, I apparently just totally had a brain fart. But tell me guys in the comments section below who you guys would like to see on the Seattle Kraken. Hjalmarsson, Petrie are all no movement clause. We could even go after a guy, one of the lower guys down here is what might be the plan. And should we go after a big superstar, or should we just go after some young guy, for example, like a Zach Sanford? I'd like to hear your guys' comment section below. Oh, also, or should we just leave the core the way that it is and just throw out Jake Virtanen, or just leave it how it is and leave Cirelli up in that second line? I'd like to hear you guys' opinion. So comment that down below. Also, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more daily content like this. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Adios, amigos.